You're about to go on tour with Anderson Paak.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
We're doing double duty.
So you're going to open the show and then do the Anderson show.
Yes.
So sick. That's the dream.
Yeah.
It is.
Until you have Anderson open. But until then.
Yeah.
Whoa. Let's go. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I have two incredible guests today, two friends of mine who I've known for many years, who have been very successful in their role as background singers, supporting singers, touring with a lot of the biggest artists in the world. Anderson Paak, Madonna, John Legend, Harry Styles, Steve Lacy. You've seen them on a bunch of TV shows. They have been crushing it. And they have come together to create their own artist project called GAWD, G-A-W-D. The second they dropped the project, I checked it out and I immediately fell in love with the project. I feel like they got what it takes. And Anderson Paak agrees with me because as well as them going on tour with Anderson Paak to be his background singers, they are also opening the show with their artist project, GAWD. So in this interview, we talk a lot about what I think is a really important conversation piece, which is how do you go from supporting musician into artist yourself? I know a lot of people are on that journey or want to take that journey. So we go deep into that because they have been successfully navigating touring with artists as hired vocals and now becoming their own artist project and working that artist project. So in the meantime, if you haven't heard them, I highly recommend go check out GAWD, G-A-W-D, Spotify, YouTube, etc. Their new album, Cathedral City Supreme, just came out and they're doing the entire Anderson Paak tour. Let's go, give it up. My interview with GAWD.
Very gentle applause.
Yeah. Hey.
What's up? Thanks for coming.
Yes.
It's just so great to have you both here. So I already loved everything you were doing on tour. I feel like I was always seeing you girls everywhere. Mm-hmm. And then you dropped the GAWD project.
Who really laid it on them? Like, all of a sudden.
Yeah, all of a sudden this GAWD project pops out. And I feel like I'm very involved in the music world and I get sent a lot of projects all the time, right? Especially from people that are like, hey, I'm stepping out and doing my own thing. Here it is. I'm like, oh, check it out. And I listen to it and I'm like, it's not that good. You think it'd be better with all the years of you doing this, you think it'd be better. And then I got yours straight from the top. Like the minute you dropped the first GAWD single, it was like, oh, this is a thing. This is really good.
Thanks, Elmo.
Thank you.
Day one.
I
followed immediately the new page. It's like, follow.
I remember too. I was like, Elmo's on board.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Elmo's on board.
Immediately loved it. I was like, this is a thing. You got. I mean, everything from the name GAWD is great.
Thank you. It's very audacious.
Yeah, quite the
rise to the
statement.
Yeah.
Good ass women deserve.
Yes. A lot of people don't know that, so that means you really are paying attention.
Paying attention.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing is paying attention. We
Yeah.
talk about this all the time on the pod. Like, pay attention, people. Musicians, wake up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pay attention. Okay, so what do good ass women deserve? Where does that come from? Why are we doing this?
I mean, first of all, because we do.
Yes.
We do. And to be a good ass woman, all you have to do is be yourself and be honest about who you are. And honestly, even if you're not being honest, you still deserve.
Yeah.
You still deserve abundance and opportunity and equality and just respect. But honestly, the name came before the acronym because the music came before the name. So the music kind of gave way to like, what does it sound like? This sounds like a gift from God. This sounds like a piece, a small particle of what it means to be like connected to the divine and how we started with.
Like even just the way that it happened was just so aligned, so divine. Like nobody could have put this together but God. So we acknowledge that. We acknowledge whose we are and what we are. And here we are.
All right, so how did it happen?
So GAWD happened in the middle of the pandemic. We as friends, Stanley Randolph, Brandon Brown, Tania
Green,
Tania. I'm like
us.
Rodgers.
Yeah.
Same
She's
last name.
Bethune now.
Yes.
She's
Oh,
married.
excuse me.
Let's go.
Yes. Mackenzie. Are we missing anyone? No.
My dog Stax was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. And us. And yeah, we just went to the desert and had like a friend retreat, and it was just magical. Yeah. We had a saltwater pool. We did like a vegan stint where we were juicing and just like having a beautiful time to reset and recharge in the middle of chaos in the world and devastation. So and then we just made a couple tunes, and
but
then
we had no real plan to make any music. Like we took the music stuff like just in case we feel it, but we really just went out there to connect and just be, you know. So I think that's what really opened the door for creation.
And then when we got back, Stanley was like, he pressed play on a couple of records, and he was like,
guys, he was pressing us.
What are we gonna do about this?
What are we doing, y'all? Hey, this stuff is good. We need to come back.
And we were just like, I mean, we can, you know, sell it. Like, you know, we were comfortable doing our background thing and just kind of like being career musicians. And then Stanley was like, no, but for real, like it's too good to just give away. And it didn't fit anyone else. It felt like us.
We had a list of people like Ariana Grande, Doja Cat, like maybe, but we were like, this doesn't sound like really, any of them.
It feels like us.
Yeah.
And then so because the music sounded so heavenly and was such a heavenly experience, we just kind of kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
It took a couple months to like actually commit and like really like realize that this is a thing. Like we did it in August, and maybe like September, October, we were like, okay, like
I guess
are we doing this?
Let's do a thing. Yeah,
because I mean that's a big jump, right? To do that. And now I want to talk about balance, like how you're doing both careers, right? Because
it's tough, y'all.
Well, you're about to go on tour with Anderson Paak.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
We're doing double duty.
I was going to ask, are you doing double duty?
Yes.
So you're going to open the show and then do the Anderson show.
Yes.
So sick. That's the dream.
Yeah.
It is.
Until you have Anderson open, but until then.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be willing to come on out.
Could happen.
He owes us a favor. So.
Yeah. We're saving it.
We're saving. That's amazing. Congrats.
Thank you.
Double duty's the shit. And like the Anderson Paak show is amazing.
Yeah.
That live show is awesome. And
ultimate favorite gig.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, never get tired of the music.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. That's something I will always want to do.
Yeah.
It's like that show is one of the best shows out there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's like Whitney Houston going on tour with BB and CeCe.
Yes.
It's like in the background. Like,
like,
I'm doing it.
Because I love it. Yeah.
You can tell when you watch it. Everyone on stage is having the best time, including Anderson.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's
Free
a party.
Nationals, Maurice, both of you. Like, just
it's
like
a
the
party.
whole...
It's incredible.
Yeah. And I just love them. We love them so much. Like outside of the music. It's just like they're really good people.
That's the dream. That's it. And now you get to open with your own project.
Yeah.
Who?
At the bowl.
Like
at the Hollywood bowl. Like insane. It's insane.
Welcome to God, Hollywood Bowl.
That's crazy. When you say it like that, like out loud, we've been kind of like silently in denial a little bit. We're absolutely preparing, but we're also like, oh my gosh, it's a big deal. You know, we started like 4 years ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so to be at this point doing a major tour with the major artists as ourselves, doing the Hollywood Bowl as ourselves, it's intense. It's a lot to grasp. Yeah. Also, while like we're gonna be on stage every night for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know,
the best.
It's great.
Soak it up.
You know?
Yeah, it's great. And we got a chance to get used to double duty with Becky Hill.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yeah, we've been opening and singing background for Becky Hill in all her U.S. dates. Mm-hmm. So we're prepared.
Yeah,
we're prepared. Yeah.
That's a great package deal. Be like, look, here's our rates for touring, but also got an idea. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Like the package of the two of you is pretty good. That's why artists as great as Anderson are like, yeah, I know.
We work well together.
Yeah,
and it's fun.
Okay, so how are you balancing? Because so many people have in the past and continue to. You know, hopefully get to the point where you're successful in being a hired singer, right? Mm-hmm. That's really hard to do, to even get to the point where you're making your living on tour, supporting other artists. And you both have been doing that for years now. So you have that going. And now the sacrifice, the risk taking of doing your own project is a big thing, right? And it's a thing that a lot of people can relate to, including Anderson, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anderson did it. He was drumming before he was a paid solo artist.
Right.
So how are you handling that right now?
It's getting harder the more successful we get, but we try to find a good balance. We don't say yes to everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to make sense for us. But we also still have to make a living.
Yeah.
So we're just aware and we try to do the best thing for us. But like situations like this and the Becky Hill, like Becky Hill, like it's a lot of work, but it also pushes the thing. It helps us. We learned a lot, we're prepared for this tour because of all the decisions that we made. So we're doing our best.
Yeah.
We are getting to the point where we're gonna have to choose. But at the moment, we just love what we do anyway. We love doing background. So it's like, let's make a check. Let's, continue to learn, continue to grow. But we are aware that God is making a way. So at some point, you have to decide and choose yourself.
And also, like most up and coming artists have to work like a day job that is not within the field that they're trying to break into.
Yeah.
So we're also super fortunate to be able to make our living while learning from artists like Anderson Paak, like Becky Hill, like Steve Lacy, like like we still get to learn and take home tidbits to use on our own stuff. Like, they rehearse at this place. Let's book that, or like anything. There's like so many things we can learn all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because I mean, both of you in the hired singer situation like stand out so much, right? Like, you add so much to a show, right?
Thank you.
And
they don't always like it, but
it gets to be a bit much, but it makes the show better, guys.
Okay.
They're like, it's background.
Yeah, we're like, are you sure?
Yeah. Thought it was supporting.
Like we're supporting we're elevating the
making
thing.
your show better.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a great foot in the door.
Yeah.
You get that as like, your job gig, and then you get to be like, when they see how great you are, be like, oh yeah, we got this project. And then your project is actually dope. That's the key to the whole thing, right? Can you make a dope project?
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
Man. Stanley Randolph, bro.
Yeah.
Big shouts to Stanley.
Yeah.
Stepping out as well, with him stepping out producing.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
Yeah, and he's been doing it for so long, but I really feel like our project together really has and is continuing to solidify him as a producer and like
his
get people
sound.
to recognize his sound, because I think our sound is so specific that people are starting to recognize like, oh, that's a Stanley track, and he executive produced everything we've ever touched. As far as our stuff, not features, but is Stanley Randolph. He's like our silent and vocal third member.
Just
silent and vocal.
Because it's not really silent, but
very much aware, very much present. But we just wouldn't be us without him.
No. No, even from the beginning of him pulling us and
he
pulling
knew
our coats,
what this was. He just didn't want to like come out and say it. Like, you guys be a group.
He was like, I mean,
this is something else, y'all. Like, what we doing?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, you do a lot of matching outfits, so maybe you should do a third matching outfit and have Stanley.
I'm sure he'd be into a set.
He got a wig already for every occasion.
He's ready.
He's ready.
We could use AI to just put Stanley in one of your outfits.
I would love
as
that.
the third.
I would love that.
Okay, so going out on the Anderson Paak tour, and you're going to have your own band for your opening set? All right, who's in the band?
Yeah. Billy West is on keys. Ray Marshall's on drums.
And Buddha Foster.
Great.
Yeah, Buddha on bass.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And ending for us.
Yeah. And they're killing.
Yeah.
We had a couple
it's a great band. Yeah.
Smacking.
Yeah.
And we haven't played with a band in a while. We always do track dates.
Yeah.
So it's going to be good.
Come
see us,
guys.
Please come see us.
Yeah.
Come see us in your neighboring neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Wherever you can drive to come see us.
Come on out. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The Spotify, the everything God.
Yes.
Everything God. So do you, when years ago, I had a band called the Devil's Orchestra.
Ooh.
And as things started getting more popular with that band, I felt weird about the name.
Yeah. I could see that.
When it wasn't like promoting that, but I guess indirectly you're saying it. So like, with you both being so religious, do you ever feel weird about God? Or is it so separated since it's GAWD and it's not actually GOD?
Well, I think we definitely have to be aware whether or not, however we mean it, which we know we mean it in like a in a way that is giving homage to the creator. We know that there are some people who view it as blasphemous or who view it as disrespectful, and we honor that as well. We don't want to disrespect anyone. We just have to be honest about what was given to us, and we feel like God co-signed it. You know,
and it's obvious that it's a thing, you know, so there's really nothing that you could take away from us. Like, people think we're a gospel group, which is weird.
Very funny to me. I mean, but in a sense we are, you know, and outside of like organized religion and in like a holistic way, we absolutely are. Like, there's nothing closer to God than creation. You know, so that's what we spend our time and our lives doing is connecting and tapping in and asking, is this the line? Is that the melody? You know, it's constant communication with the creator. So it's like, we don't deny. We don't deny it at all. But I hope that whoever is skeptical about it will come see us and will feel our intention and will feel how sincere we are about letting people know that that God is within them. You know?
Like, even if you listen to the music, like some of it's really raunchy. But a lot of it's motivational, and like inspirational. Like, if you really listen to the lyrics, we're talking to ourselves. We're talking to you. Like, we really uplift the people if you really listen. So,
and even in the raunchiness, we're like honoring the parts of ourselves that maybe are typically filled with shame or filled with some other trash emotion or you know, thing that's inflicted on us in society. Like, we're allowing ourselves to be full people and honoring every part of ourselves.
And for communication, so how do you handle communicating between the two of you, since you're on tour together? You're always together. I mean, you were on the phone with each other as you're arriving.
We be meeting, y'all. We be meeting. We're not afraid to run it into the ground. Like, we will talk about one thing until we find some common ground. Like, and we are never like arguing, but we are passionate about how we feel, and we're willing to like listen to each other and like, no, I feel like this, but I feel like this. And it's like, okay, we're good at compromising. So don't be afraid to talk about it until you can't talk about it anymore.
And it's important. I think we do our best to make each other feel heard and like, and find the value in the opposite argument. Like, but we're not afraid to just keep rehashing until we find a place where we can meet. Also, we have the same intent to make the best thing, to be the most impactful, to not to like, you know, one up each other in any regard. It's always like, I think this is the best for us. Or I think this is it's a partnership. So we married. So it's all about
that's beautiful.
Oddly, people think we're dating, and it's like, no, we just love each other, guys.
And we slow dance.
And that's what we do sometimes.
It's so cute. It works. You can see the loving energy between the two of you in a not we're dating way. I didn't think that.
Right. I mean, you know us too.
We're just committed to each other. Like, we're committed to the same thing.
That's such a beautiful thing, because now that it's the two of you, you're a band, right? And a band is much different than solo artists. Completely different. So the fact that you're both aligned and see each other as what is best for us. It's equal. You're not trying to one up the other, because that's how bands go down.
And I also really enjoy that it's just two of us. Because there is no third party vote. There is no way that we can veto each other. We just have to come to an agreement. Yeah.
And that usually happens.
And
if not, you talk it into the ground.
Guys
wouldn't do that.
Or I mean, or sometimes we concede. Like, sometimes like, I don't agree. But I'm just, you know, if you feel this strongly,
like, let's try it.
And
then if it doesn't work, let's try this.
So who does the visual aesthetic? Or is that another collaboration?
We collaborate on everything.
Every single thing that we do, we put out, we are a part of. That's why we were on the phone earlier
talking about visuals.
I shot a video yesterday, and it's just like, we need to be in the room. We do not like anyone to just release something, because it's our image. Like, we have to be a part. Like, and nothing.
It's what we're putting out visuals so that people can feel what we feel when we made it. It's not, it's intentional in such a way. But Alayna does like all the graphic design aspects, like all, you know, the flyers and stuff you see, she does. I typically do like the socials.
Yeah.
So we split up responsibilities, but we
divvy up the work.
Yeah, and we're like involved in each part where
Yeah.
she sends a graphic and I'm like, oh, what if we do this kind of fun? And then I'll send the socials and she'll be like, well, what if we say this instead? You know, it's like, it's
Right.
all very much a team.
Yeah.
That's the ideal situation. It's really hard to come by. That is
We were
awesome.
friends first.
Yeah.
A few years, many years, like 7 or 8
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
before we like got into the music thing.
Yeah. Even before we started singing background together, we
Yeah.
was just friends.
Yeah.
When did you start singing background together? Like, what was the first gig?
Brandon Jenner.
Yeah.
Brandon Jenner?
Yeah. Shout out Brandon Jenner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
15?
really did the
Probably
thing.
like 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't
16.
know. There's a photo of us.
Yeah.
From that gig. I didn't have any hair yet.
Yeah.
So it was a while ago.
Yeah. And it was before I started singing with the BBC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Brandon Brown Collective.
Yeah.
Brandon Brown?
But Brandon Brown played on that gig.
Mhm.
So, it was always a thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we did that gig, and then Tania moved to
Yeah.
Atlanta,
Mhm.
and so I started subbing for her in the BBC gig.
Mhm.
Right.
And then so we got closer through the Brandon Brown Collective
Yeah.
and just
Yeah, 'cause-
being family, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I met both of you 2017.
Yeah.
So it must have been 18 then? 19? When did you move to Atlanta?
Well, yeah, maybe it
18?
was shortly after.
Yeah.
It was shortly
Yeah.
after, I feel.
It's all a blur.
It's such a
just-
blur.
Your dad even played at the Jam Jam at
Yeah,
my
he
house.
did. He did. I feel like I don't know if it was the same day that I did, but yeah.
That would
You
make
did it with
sense.
Emmy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It does make sense. And the house was so jumping. I just remember that. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
For those of you that remember the early Jam Jam days.
And it was like
Yeah.
6 drummers in the middle.
Yeah, always majority drummers.
Yes. It was dope.
The 360 feature was just so cool.
It was so cool.
Yes.
So cool,
Yeah.
man. You guys are just ahead of the
Very
game.
much ahead of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go on YouTube for the early Jam Jam videos,
Mhm.
2017. You'll
Yeah.
see Alayna and Alana before God
Mm-hmm.
sing with a bunch of different projects. Yeah.
Yeah. That was actually when the BBC did it at the
Yeah.
house. That was my first gig ever with them.
Oh, no
I
way.
think.
Really?
I mean, I maybe did like
That was
one
the
thing.
first Jam Jam in terms of what the Jam Jam became. That was it.
Mhm.
Yeah. I had maybe
Yeah.
done like one thing before that, but like it was really early. Like 'cause
Yeah.
I wasn't performing with them. I was on tour like when they first started doing anything, and Tony Scruggs and Tania were doing it.
Yeah.
And I remember I was nervous. I was like, I've been listening to I'm on the songs, but I've been listening to this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's such a big
It's an
thing. I'm
intense
like,
gig. Yeah.
But they're family. Like, we're tight.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I go back with Stanley and Brandon the week they moved here from Memphis.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
The
New
week that-
Genesis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They came to my house for a jam, funny enough, in whatever year that was, 2007 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. And like I literally did a session with Brandon this week, like still.
Family.
So cool.
It's
Family.
awesome.
You guys are so cool.
Yeah.
I remember when they showed up at my house and jammed that I was just like, who are these guys? What?
Sickening.
We were-
Also such
yeah.
a huge part of the DNA of God. Like
Yeah.
our
yeah.
first records, Brandon Brown is
Yeah.
playing on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just they're great.
I love
They're
that.
so good. It's crazy.
So what was the
honestly.
first tour you did together?
The first tour.
I guess Anderson.
Yeah.
Oh,
with the
really?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, where we
Yeah,
ran into you.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done as much touring. She's done a lot of touring.
Yeah.
I've done a lot more like television world, like one-offs, like The Masked Singer and
Yeah.
stuff like that, more SAG world. But yeah.
Yeah. Was that
well,
really
Duck.
our first tour? But
Was
we
Duck
didn't go-
before? No.
that was the same year.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we did that in December.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I think that was the first tour.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
we were singing background for Anderson, and he would allow us to step out and do a song, so that was our first tour together. And then that same year we toured with Duckworth opening, and then we would come out and do our feature during his set as well.
Mhm.
But yeah, we just been rolling,
I love
honestly,
it.
since the very beginning. It's just been like, oh yeah, it's moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really
it's
did
because
hit
it
the ground
works.
running.
It works.
We worked really hard on
Yeah.
making sure this thing worked. Like
Yeah.
before we had a song out,
Yeah.
we had a show ready. We had a hot 30.
Yeah.
Before, you know, we had choreo. We had
like, honestly, we were like, if anybody asks, we come prepared.
The
like,
second
that's
they
how
were
it came out.
rehearsing and had no gigs. Like, we're
The
just
choreography, the visual aesthetic, the name, the imagery.
Yeah. It was important to us to
and
be
the song,
very intentional.
Wayside? Was that?
Yeah.
I love that song. The second I heard that song, I was like, what?
That's and that was at the time like the last song we made.
Yeah, we had
but we put it out first.
Almost the whole album before we made Wayside.
Yeah, we just knew. Also, just being in the supporting world for so long, like we knew how important all of it was and how important our entrance would be, and like how we had to just be impactful from the moment. We didn't really have a lot of stumbling room. Also, because people already knew us in the industry to a certain degree. So it's
like this is something else.
Yeah. We didn't have an incubator to be like silently playing coffee shops. Like our very first show sold out.
Yeah.
With no music out.
No. You released that song that night.
Same night. You know, and like, we just been moving and being really intentional, and it's been awesome. Yeah.
Wait, and you toured your ass off.
Yeah,
I did. I'm 13, almost 14 years in.
Yeah. Touring.
Yeah. Honestly, the whole time. I was talking to someone the other day, like, I have no real job experience. Like, I've had maybe 2 jobs my whole life, and one of them was before I even moved out here. So I'm like, this is all I do.
Yeah.
I could not do anything else if I even tried. No one would hire me.
We could get you a graphic design gig.
But I do that because I like to, you know.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I had a lot of odd jobs for real.
Yeah.
I used to stand outside of gas stations and promote energy drinks. And so I know how to say buy 2, get 1 free in Spanish. Compre 2, te voy a dar una gratis.
Give it up.
I thought you were going to say you were the sign for.
If it's wrong, that's going to be so funny. Please, if it's wrong,
in the comments,
put it down at the bottom.
Just tell me. Just correct me gently.
It's like buy 1, get 3 free.
I know.
Like,
whoops. Making false promises.
Maybe that's why I was fired.
I used to hold a sign on Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood and Highland.
Yeah.
I used to like
do the dancing sign holder. I was joking about if you actually
really
did.
It was terrible. I got fired immediately. But like random jobs. I like random jobs. If I could get one last random job, I would really like that.
Let's go back to Anderson Paak, since that's a big part of what's going on right now.
Yeah.
So what's his vibe on God? He obviously loves it.
It's very supportive.
I think so, yeah.
He's putting you on the show.
Yeah. And even before we were allowed to open, before he asked us to open, he would just give us a spot and be like, all right, you guys do your thing. You guys can choreograph whatever you want and come and dance with me and like take your, mics off your stands and come to the front. He's very like, he pushes us heavily, and it's clear he trusts our ability to be in the spotlight with him and hold our own, He's like, whatever you guys want to do. What you guys want to sing? What you guys what you want to do?
I believe he does see the value in what we bring to the table. So it's cool to have someone of his stature to see us and recognize that we're actually pretty hot. We're doing it. But he was like one of the first people I told, like, before anybody knew about us.
Now, how did you tell him?
How do you break it to the artist? So you're like, I'm doing a solo
had a
project.
party. I don't know. Was it like a Grammy party or something? I don't remember.
A birthday party.
Maybe it was a birthday party.
I don't know.
I think it was a birthday party, but I drunkenly came up to him like, hey, I got a group. You need to check us out. And he was like, really good. Okay, cool. Like, send me the demo and stuff. And it took us we didn't send anything to him for maybe like a year or so.
Because I think at that point we didn't have anything out.
Yeah, I was just like, we're good.
We're good. And you just need to know.
I know that we're good.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to show you one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we did a show at the Roxy opening up for Duckworth, and I sent him a video immediately like, hey, I told you we were good.
That was like the first presentable.
Yeah. Like, you can see it, you can hear it.
Yeah.
We're good.
And we had a band.
Yeah.
And we looked amazing. We designed our outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Kayla Blackman.
Yeah.
Period.
there's so much outfit design going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so since you both have such great style, what should I do?
What should you do?
Like, help me here.
I like what you're doing. Maybe you can accessorize a little more. I would like to see some things on your hands and your wrists.
Rings?
Yeah, some rings.
What kind, like, okay, gold ones?
If you're into the gold, I see you're into the gold. I would do some gold little, you know, like this kind of chain.
Under there.
Yeah, or
wow, it's subtle.
Yeah. Even like a beaded situation with a little gold on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cute.
Some crystals and
Cool.
some beads.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got a crystal here. I could just maybe
just chop it up.
Yeah, put it on
wear
your
it.
neck.
Is that too big?
I'm into it.
That's actually very balancing.
Or maybe it's a bracelet.
Yeah. Just tie a string around it. And just,
I started accessorizing recently.
Very creative.
I don't like wearing a lot of shit.
Yeah, I understand.
As a drummer, still it feels weird. I'll wear a watch and that's like it.
Yeah, because you need your.
I love the
Versus
watches.
Stanley, who's like bedazzled.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Stanley literally is a walking disco ball sometimes. And he's like, and I'm gonna dye my hair, and I'm gonna.
No, he rocks a lot of it. Yeah. I can't. Maybe because I'm not drumming as much anymore.
So you have to maintain
a little more professional these days.
I feel that.
You know, subtly artistic.
Yeah.
I'm in the studio sometimes.
That's
we should
cool.
get you all on a track.
Come on.
Making a sick ass album right now.
Come on.
God is available.
So after the tour.
Yeah.
After the tour.
Yeah. Really busy right now. We're like swamped.
What's after the tour?
Good question. Honestly, we want to go on our own tour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We want to tour this project because we never did a serious tour of Cathedral City, which I guess is somewhat what we're doing now. But we would like to access some of our fans. Yeah. As opposed to stealing everyone else's. So we're tired of just thieving around.
Taking all the
You got to build it.
You know?
Yeah.
But no, it's great. We love to go out and reach and touch the people. That's our favorite thing.
What are you going to do as an independent artist to reach and touch the people at these shows?
Say our names 1,000 times.
What else?
Affirm the people.
Yeah.
What are you going to sell?
Some merch. We got some hats. We have some other things that we will reveal soon.
Ooh, special things.
But mainly our
maybe
show.
accessories.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
We used to sell earrings.
Yeah.
With handcuffs on them. Maybe not your style, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. One might be kind of cool.
Yeah, I would
edgy,
like that. Yeah,
rock.
yeah, very rock and roll.
Too edgy.
Subtly edgy. But really, like our show, I think is like it's from a time before.
Yeah.
You know, like the BBC. It's very entertaining. I think we again being background artists, we watch everyone's show. On these festivals, on everything, and we're just like, okay, we know what's missing from the space. So like, we fill a lot of voids. And we dance, we sing, we entertain, we talk. It's kind of a stand-up show as well. Yeah. We have a lot of bits,
comedy.
It's comedy, and we have fun with each other. Like we have partnership, and it's just an experience.
Yeah,
it's a real experience.
What have you learned from all the supporting vocalist work that you've put into this specifically? From the back to the front.
How to reel it in when you mess up.
It's an important one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I guess just that we are capable. We can do this.
Yeah.
You know, we've had so much practice.
Yeah.
We've seen so many things.
Yeah.
It's like we've taken everything in and we could do this now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And work ethic of our favorite artists. Like what makes our favorite artist our favorite artist?
Yeah.
Like, Anderson is really meticulous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He actually wants to rehearse. You know, he actually wants to perfect the show.
He wants to do it again.
And again. And once more.
Again.
Yeah.
Okay, you need a little break. We may take a long break, but then we're gonna do it again.
Again and again and again. And it shows, you know. And then we also learn what not to do with some of our other, you know, some of the other examples where like, okay, they don't know what they're going to say when they get out there. And then they kind of just get out there and they're just like, all right, next song.
Yeah.
Instead of, and we write our script out. We know what our talking points are and what we want people to feel when we leave.
Yeah.
It's like building a sitcom or something like that. It's not just like going out and having fun. It's like, no. What is the desired impact of us being here? You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
The intention is everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're self-managing, self-everything right now, or what?
We are making a decision.
Okay.
About
good.
that.
Yeah.
But up until now, it's just been us,
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are in partnership for this last album with Radio Issa Rae's label.
Nice.
For distribution.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
So yeah, they've been awesome. They helped us like create our visuals. We have a visual album, so like every song on the album has a video.
Mm-hmm.
And so they really were like an integral part of that process.
Yeah. Because I mean that's the hardest part. Is like who's the team?
Yeah.
How do you build the team? How do you manage the team?
Yeah.
Get it out there. So you're only doing GAWD.
Yeah. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's
and
coming.
we've been fortunate enough to have friends, you know, obviously because we've been doing this so long.
Yeah,
so
for
we've
sure.
called on everyone we possibly could to help us, but we have done the bulk of the work on our own.
Yeah, it's a lot. We've done an incredible job.
Thank
to
you.
get it to here is amazing.
Thank you.
Already. I mean, you're about to do an amphitheater tour.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
That's crazy. That takes a long
Insane.
time to get to that point. And a lot of teams.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's why we're on the phone all the time.
Yeah.
It's because we're just like, okay, and are we gonna ride the bus? Okay, well, how many
Yeah.
seats on how many?
Yeah.
And where's the
Like,
cartage coming from in the
Yeah.
back
Putting
line?
this together
Exactly.
has been kind of stressful. Like just
Absolutely.
making a budget, we were like,
Whoa!
are we prepared for
Yeah.
this?
Can we even do this?
We
And
just
the
can't
answer
get
is
up on the
yes.
stage and perform. Like
Yeah.
we've got to put a budget together.
Yeah.
We've
Right.
got to, you know,
Source
just
wardrobe.
Yeah.
We also style ourselves.
Yeah.
We
Right.
also, you
Yeah.
know, do the makeup and the hair. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
every single thing we do.
Having a live band is an expensive
Yes.
investment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell them, Elmo.
Yeah.
Tell them.
I mean,
again.
it's an amazing thing to have on stage with you,
Yes.
to support you, to make your show even
Yeah.
more of a show. I
Absolutely.
think, I mean, obviously I'm all in support of having musicians
Yeah.
on stage and not just playback, especially
Mhm.
on when you're playing shows at like the Bowl
Huge.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it makes you look that much more captivating, especially when you have the right band.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it just feels different to have somebody like
Oh,
instead of
the
just being in the
Yeah.
box, you know?
The
It's like
drum
everything can't
fills.
be in the box.
Yeah.
Okay. Like it's not the same. And we know because we've been doing these track dates with live instrumentation in the track.
Yeah.
You know, it just doesn't feel the same. So we're like
Yeah.
super stoked to have a band with us.
Good thing you have Ray Marshall on drums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Ray. Shout out Ray.
So he can do all this.
Yeah. I told him we were in rehearsal and I was like, you know what you could shaka do here. And it's gonna be shaka do. And it's just like I love that we're musicians as well.
Yeah.
Because we can talk to them like
Yeah.
that and we also know who to call.
Yeah.
You know, instead of being like having to ask someone like who do you recommend
Yeah.
on the LA scene? We're like, no, I think
No,
they would be
I
good
want
for
this person. I
Yeah.
want that person. I want this person.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Is your dad jamming it too, or what?
Yeah, I mean, well, he actually produced one of the songs, like reproduced Nasty Girl. So he got Paul Jackson Jr. on it, and it's very legendary and
Who
iconic.
gets Paul Jackson Jr.
Uncle
on
Paul,
anything?
hey.
Like,
Wayne Linsey.
Yeah, Wayne Linsey. Yeah, my daddy. That's my daddy. Yeah, so he did Nasty Girl really for our live show, and then we
Yeah, yeah.
decided to put it out, and
Yeah.
then we recorded it with him, and yeah. So
What was
he's
it like
jamming.
with Wayne Linsey as your dad
I
growing up?
mean,
Who's in the living room playing?
Yeah, all the time. And it's also like both my parents, my mom's a singer as well, Lynn
Yeah.
Piedmont. And so both of them are like very meticulous. Like, you know, most parents, when you come home and you do a talent show and they're like, you did so good. My parents were like, okay, that was good. But when you got to the bridge, you had some difficulty there. And maybe we'll just work on that bridge section tomorrow. I'm like, the talent show's over. They're like, no, but your life is still going. And you have to be great. And it's like, it's a different like pressure. But neither of them like pressured me to do music. They were just like, my mom actually told me like, if you don't have to do music, don't do it.
That's good advice.
You know?
Yeah.
And then as time kept going,
Very
I was like, I
solid.
guess I gotta do it.
It's both a
Yeah.
blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's
Yeah.
so much easier to in a way to just pick a job and do it and make money.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
much easier. Every day we're making a new job.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's constantly evolving, and
Yeah.
you're a freelancer, and
Yeah.
you are an entrepreneur running your own company that is
Yeah.
you, the vocalist.
yeah.
Which is a hard job. It's hard to make money.
Yeah.
There's a lot of competition,
Yeah.
and you, the vocalist for hire, is different than you, the artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's hard.
And then you got to do both right now.
yeah.
Yeah. So you got You have like your passion project, your artist project, your investment project, and then you got your day job.
Yeah.
Which is
but
also,
luckily, I do
nice.
feel like they're working together
Yes.
for us right now.
Yeah.
Like,
and the fact that you're both like together touring with acts, to be, if you were both touring individually too, it'd be impossible. If you weren't doing, if you were other instruments, or so you're both drummers, be like, this band's not gonna work. But the fact that the fact that the two of you can go and, you know, sing and support Anderson Paak and then also open for Anderson is like super enabling.
It's a blessing for
but
sure.
you also have to be great as a package tour. The greatest people in music want to have you on stage with them.
Yeah.
And you are.
Thanks, Elmo.
Thank you.
And that's because of the meticulousness from your parents.
Yeah. I mean, hers as well.
Yeah. Mine didn't force me to do anything, but my mom was like, if you want to do this, then we're doing it.
Nice.
So you need to decide, because if I put my energy into this and you don't rise to the the plate, like I'm gonna be pissed. Okay. So
you gotta have if you gotta be like the blessing and the curse. If you're not cursed with the this is all I want to do, this is it, I don't think about anything else, I'm all in on this, then you shouldn't try to do it. Don't you? Yeah, a lot of people just kind of half-ass it, and they do their normal day jobs too, which bless them. But if you're doing your normal day job, whatever that may be, you got to go just as hard as if you don't have that job in all of your free time.
Yeah,
and possibly harder because it's emotional. Yeah. It's not just like effort. It's like, this is my idea. This is part of my identity. This is a part of my soul.
Yeah,
you know, it's hard to reconcile. Like, you know, because we be mad, like,
absolutely, you
know, when something doesn't turn out the way we feel like it should, or like we envision it to, it's like, it'll piss you off. If something just doesn't go right at your day job, you're just like, whoop.
Yeah, it's hard to make a living in music. It's also extra hard to be a woman making money in music.
Yeah,
it's very hard. We don't talk
about it. And
as
women
enough.
who know what they want and are not afraid to tell you, I don't like it. Like people are like, you guys are crazy. It's like, okay, yeah, but I said I don't like it, so what are we gonna do about it?
Yeah.
You know, and you're not gonna gaslight us into thinking that our expectations are unreasonable, because that just means you're not the person to execute it. There is someone who is able and willing, you know. And like being a woman is just hard in general, like, you know, it's just but it's also a blessing, because I think we have a lot of emotional intelligence and can, like, our goal is to treat everyone well and to make people feel good while they're working with us or while we're working with them, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's a skill as well, because I know a lot of male artists may not have those sensitivities.
Oh, yeah.
But it is
some
hard.
real assholes out there.
I mean, both sexes for sure. But
women get it harder. We know this.
That's what she said. Sorry.
So now what do we say? Can you say something now?
Oh.
Well, I'm fans of both of you. I'm so happy that you're together doing GAWD.
Me too.
Thank you.
It's amazing, everyone.
Well.
Yeah.
Cathedral City Supreme out now.
It's out now.
Everywhere.
It's out.
Watch the visual album.
Yeah.
Go see them on tour with Anderson Paak.
Yeah.
Both times that night.
Yeah.
Both times.
Come early.
Yeah.
Come to the shows early so you can see us actually open.
Get there at doors.
Yes.
Yeah, Maurice Brown, Bobetta.
Yeah.
Free Nationals. Everyone's all together. Get there early. Get there at doors.
Yeah.
You know, get a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Popcorn.
Yeah. Bring your
down.
Snacks. Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Bring someone that you love. Bring someone, you know, sit with, have fun. You're gonna enjoy the best show ever. It's gonna be a damn good show.
I think I agree.
I'm really bummed because I have an event on the 21st for the Hollywood, but I will
come to Santa Barbara
or Vegas. Yeah.
Keep me out of Vegas. Maybe Santa Barbara.
Okay. Santa Barbara. Yeah.
Because I want to see the show.
Yes, please.
So bad. I'm gonna be there.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, GAWD. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Let's get it. We love GAWD!